Handstand walks, they are not just a party trick that are cool to whack out every now and again. They have pretty much become a fundamental skill that we need to master within CrossFit if we want to be pushing for RX and beyond. So if you're trying to get your first few steps of handstand walk, or you're trying to improve your capacity, then these exercises and drills are going to be massively beneficial. We're going to start right from the bottom using a box to help us understand stacking our weight and moving our hips. And then we're going to go to the wall and practice shifting balance. And then finally to the floor, practicing getting our balance point and leading into our handstand walks. Whether you can do steps now or whether they're brand new, all of these are going to be really, really helpful for improving your movement efficiency, and helping you get further on your hands. The first movement we got is a box handstand push-up drill. Using a box, we're going to get our hands out into position. They're going to go just outside of shoulder width. We're going to pike up using our feet, and we're going to try as best we can to get our bum to stack over our shoulders. Once we're there and we're in position, we're then going to slightly move our hands up towards our shoulder. This teaches us how to shift the weight in our hips and our hands, and that will transfer over when we come to do the full handstand walk and we're away on the floor. Once we've got comfortable there, once you've got comfortable getting your weight over your hands and stacking your shoulders, then we can go to the wall, and here we want to start practicing kicking up. Here, the main thing is going to be pressing into the floor with really active shoulders and arms, so that when we kick up, we're one solid object and we're not bending at the elbows. If we start bending at the elbows, we're going to start struggling with this movement, and potentially we're going to do a little bit of damage to our neck. What we want to make sure we're doing is pressing the floor away from us nice and strong, and that will help us with our kick up. With this movement, all I want you to do is use the wall for a little bit of a guide. What you want to do is try and kick up as softly as you can. Imagine that wall is a piece of glass, and we're trying to just gently kick up with our heel and just tap it and either hold there or come back down. This teaches us how to get that balance point right and how to control that kick up. Next up, we're still using the wall, but now we want to practice shifting our weight whilst we're on our hands and we're inverted. Now we're going to use a plate and we're going to do plate taps. We're going to wall walk up, and again, being really, really strong with our arms, pressing into the floor. We're going to shift our weight with our hips and then move on and off the plate, using that as a little bit of a challenge. You can obviously start with a very small plate and increase the challenge with heavier ones as you go. This one's really, really good for teaching you how to move your body weight and transfer that through your hands. Now that we can do that, and now that we can get those under control, we're going to go away and we're going to start going to the floor. Donkey kicks are awesome for teaching you how to find that balance point and start to move without having any wall or support there. Place your hands on the floor, and then using your dominant foot, you're going to try and kick up into that handstand. When you first start, you're probably not going to get anywhere near kicking over to that balance point. They're probably going to be way back behind you, and it's not going to feel like you're going very far. But this teaches you just how much force you need to give it and how far you need to kick up to get into that handstand. What you'll find when you get that balance point is you'll either be able to hold it there for a split second, or you may find naturally that your hands start to move. This is the first step in taking your handstand walks, and it teaches you how to find that balance point and begin kicking over. Now, putting all of that together is when we start coming into your handstand walks. From here, I believe it is about playing around and trying to find what works with you. Start with your donkey kicks, start trying to find that balance point, and as your feet and your heels start to come over, you'll notice your balance point starts to take you forward, and that's when you can start using your hands and shift the weight with you. To start with, it might be 1, 2, or 3 steps, but with practice and more control and understanding, that handstand walk will soon be flying. There's plenty of different movements, different drills that we can use for handstand walks. We can start strengthening our shoulders, we can practice our balance point, we can build up our core strength. But this is the step-by-step process that I like to use to give people that fundamental background and knowledge in getting up over their hands and being able to shift the weight from side to side through the hips and transfer that into your handstand walking. If you have any questions on any of the movements you've just seen, please feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I will answer them as quickly as I can.